One of the most important things when you're working with data is to make sure it's secure. And that can mean doing things like making sure that certain users have got access to certain sets of information, whereas other users might see different information. As an example, let's think about in a sales organization where maybe some users can see sales from all of the different countries or districts, but perhaps a sales guy in a particular region would only be able to see his sales or sales in his states. We're going to use that as an example here, and we're going to walk through building something called row-level security, which is very, very granular security that you can apply within Power BI to control who has access to what data. I'm going to start here in the Power BI desktop, and I've already got a report built showing sales from around the world. So you can see on the map we've got sales in the US, in Canada, and in France. And this tree map in the bottom right shows that revenue broken out by particular states. So you can see the US ones like California or Texas, and also states from other countries like Ile-de-France in France. And to start to apply security onto this, up in the ribbon on the modeling tab, you'll see a security area, and I can choose to manage the roles that are being applied here. And a role is something that you'll put users into, so a user has a particular role. And if I create one of these roles, you'll see I'll be able to give it a name. So this is going to be for our US sales folks. And I can control the particular bits of data that somebody has access to in this role by applying a bunch of filters onto each table in my model. So for example, given that we're going to focus on the US, I'm going to use our geography table. And this little ... button will help me start building the filter that I need. So I'm going to put a filter on the country. I could do this at any level, but I'm going to use the country field from this table. And what I'm adding here is a DAX expression. So you'll see elsewhere in these videos that we go into DAX in a lot of detail. It's a very rich, expressive language that allows you to create these calculations, but also then apply filters to your data. Now, something simple like just filtering on a particular country is really easy. All I need to do is type in the value from this country field that I want to filter on. But I could do a whole range of other things, and you can take a look at those other videos to see how I could use DAX to build those up. So I'm going to have one for the US sales. I can create another one maybe for Canada sales, Canada, if I can spell it. And for this one, I'm going to do the same thing, but here use Canada. I could have also copied that filter from one of the other roles that I've done. So if I had a slightly more complex expression, but I wanted to apply it to multiple roles, that's a nice, easy way of bringing that across from one to another. So now I'm done with those roles, I'm just going to save it. And those roles have been applied here to the Power BI model, but I haven't actually assigned any users to those roles yet. And I'm going to do that once I've sent this report up to the Power BI service. Right, I've got that model and the reports up in the service here as well now. And I've already created a little dashboard, just pinned a few of the visuals across to here. And if I click on these, it will take me back into the report as you'd expect. You can see the data set down in the left-hand side, bottom left-hand corner. This is the one that I just created. And when I click the little ... menu, I actually get a security option here. And this shows me those row-level security options and the roles that I had already created in the desktop. So US sales and Canada sales. And I can start adding email addresses of folks in my organization who I want to assign into these roles. So I'm add Amanda into here, save my changes, and then in the Canada one, I'm going to add somebody else. Let's put Siva in here. Add him, save it. So I can see now that I've got one person in each of these roles. And we'll swap over to Amanda's machine so that we can see how that's affected her view.
As you can see, I've already previously had access to this report, but since I had it open before Will added me to the role, I can't see any of the data. It's completely blocked for me because I was not part of any of the roles for security. Now when I refresh the page, since Will added me to the role, I now see the data, but it's restricted only to the US. So I can only see the US data in the map and on the line chart, and you can see all the states here, but nothing outside the United States. And when I click through to the report, I also see the data restricted only to the US. So with that, I don't see anything related to any of the other security roles that I may not actually have the ability, I would not want to be able to see.
So that's it. It's really easy then to set up security so that certain users have got access to certain sets of information from within the Power BI desktop, and then manage that and add users to those roles up in the Power BI service.